Archangel Michael says, a truly beautiful shift is beginning in the next 3 hours, and you must not ignore this divine turning point that heaven has prepared for you. Please don't scroll past what might be the very word your spirit has been weeping to hear. The door is opening, and you've been carrying too much pain, too much fear, too much silence in your soul for far too long. This is not just another moment passing by, this is a sacred invitation to finally feel what heaven has been preparing behind the scenes for your healing, your blessing, and your breakthrough. Comment Amen if your heart has been waiting for a message like this. You've fought quietly. You've survived nights that would have broken others. You've trusted God even when everything around you went silent. And now, the angels have been released to fulfill what you were promised, not by man, but by God Himself. In the next 3 hours, heaven's hands will begin pouring into your life something that has your name written upon it. But here's what you must understand right now: if you let doubt, fear, or delay convince you to skip what's coming, you will cry tears of regret, not because you are unworthy, but because you stepped away from the very thing you prayed for. If your soul is open and your heart is listening, I ask you gently and urgently, like this video, to claim your portion in what God is releasing for you now. You are not stumbling upon these words by accident. You've been seen. You've been chosen. And now, you are being told that what's coming is already in motion. I am here because God has sent me. I am standing beside you in spirit. The weight you've been carrying is not invisible to heaven. The tears you've hidden are not forgotten. You may have thought nothing was changing, but beloved soul, what you couldn't see was that the soil was breaking beneath the surface. The roots of your miracle were growing. God was never late. He was building your blessing in silence. And now it begins. There are angels touching the pages of your story tonight, rewriting the final chapters with victory, restoration, and divine compensation. The pain that almost took you out is becoming the platform God will use to lift you. The loneliness you endured was never abandonment. It was sacred space to pull you closer to His voice. Now the voice of heaven is louder than the noise, and the time to rise has come. Comment 1111 if you believe your breakthrough is already on its way. I want you to breathe deeply and know that nothing has been wasted. Not the sleepless nights. Not the moments you begged for clarity. Not the days you felt like giving up. God saw it all. And heaven is not indifferent to your pain. The blessings being released in the next 3 hours are not random gifts. They are seeds you planted with your tears, your prayers, and your unwavering faith. The things you thought were dead are being revived in silence, and suddenly you will see the hand of God move. This is a divine setup. The people who hurt you thought they buried your spirit. But heaven saw that moment and chose to cover you in grace instead of revenge. You didn't lose. You were preserved. What walked away from your life was cleared by God's command, so what is meant for you can now enter without resistance. And I promise you this, when it enters, you will understand why the wait was so long, and why the warfare was so intense. The blessing coming is going to make every battle make sense. God is working through you even now. As you read this, His Spirit is touching every wound, every unanswered question, and every silent prayer. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. The floodgates of favor are being opened because you didn't give up when everything in your life told you to quit. You chose faith. And faith is what heaven responds to most. Comment 222 if you trust that heaven is fighting for you right now. Heaven is not just speaking, it is moving. The angels are not standing still, they are on assignment. There is divine movement in places you cannot see. There is alignment coming into every area of your life, relationships, finances, health, purpose, and peace. You do not need to chase anything. What God has planned is chasing you. It is finding you now because you stayed in the fire and still whispered, "I trust you, God." This message is not just hope. It is confirmation. You are in the hour of divine visitation. The chains that tried to suffocate your joy are being broken. The delays that kept circling your life are being shattered. The guilt you carried is being lifted. The shame that tried to define your story is being washed away in rivers of mercy. This is not just a good season coming. It's a holy one. One built by the hands of heaven, sealed by the blood of grace, and delivered to your soul by divine timing. You are not standing in the dark anymore. You are standing at the edge of something sacred. Heaven has waited for this moment. You've come through storms. You've buried dreams. But now you are about to rise. And nothing can stop what God is releasing. Not the enemy. Not your past. Not fear. Not shame. Not even your doubt. God's promises are greater than your imperfections. He didn't choose you because you were flawless. He chose you because you were faithful. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Even when you were weak, you stayed. Even when you didn't understand, you believed. And now, Archangel Michael stands beside you, not just to protect you, but to walk with you into the very promise that was written over your life before you were even born. Let no one tell you it's too late. Let no voice convince you it's impossible. God is about to do the thing no man can take credit for. And when it happens, you will know it came from Him alone. Keep your heart open, child of God. Stay grounded in faith. Keep your eyes lifted toward the heavens. The miracle is near, and your name is on it. Do not let fear steal this moment. Do not scroll past what heaven has arranged for your healing. Stay close. Stay still. Let God finish what He started. Comment 333 to declare your faith in what God is about to do next. The enemy tried to cloud your mind and convince you that nothing would ever shift, that your prayers were unanswered, that your efforts were unseen. But heaven has overturned every lie and replaced it with truth. You are chosen. You are covered. You are standing in the exact position where miracles meet obedience. There is power in your stillness, power in your trust, power in your surrender. You did not lose time. You gained spiritual authority in the waiting, and now heaven is rewarding your resilience with a wave of restoration. God has assigned angels to go before you now, not only to clear the path, but to bless it. You will walk into places you once begged to access. You will be welcomed where you once were rejected. What once felt locked away is now being opened not by human hands, but by divine decree. There is a shift happening in the spirit, and every fiber of your soul can feel it. That sudden rush of peace, that trembling in your spirit, that inner stillness, it is God confirming that your time has arrived. You will not leave this season empty. You will not exit with broken dreams. You will not finish this chapter with unanswered prayers. The God who sees you has never failed, and He will not start now. Every tear you sowed in secret has been collected by angels. Every sleepless night has been witnessed. Every whispered cry has been recorded in the archives of heaven. Nothing about your pain has been overlooked. And now, you are being called forth into the fullness of divine favor. Comment 555 if you believe this is the season you've been preparing for. Do not second-guess this timing. The next 3 hours are pregnant with heaven's intervention. The pain that you buried and carried alone is now being lifted, not because you're strong enough, but because grace has come for you. Mercy has remembered you. Divine justice has reached your name. And though the world may have written you off, heaven has written you in. You are not reading this by chance. This is a divine interruption to remind you of what you carry inside. Your destiny is still active. Your gifts are still alive. Your calling is still protected. And even if the world walked away, God stayed. He stayed in the fire with you. He stayed in the silence. He stayed when everyone else gave up. And now, He is lifting you up in full view, not to shame you, but to redeem every broken place and prove that His glory shines brightest through those who remained faithful in the shadows. The next few hours are not just a moment on the clock. They are a spiritual release, divinely timed to restore, realign, and relight the flame within you. You may not know how everything will come together, but trust that the one who formed the stars has never once failed to finish what He started. The same God who created galaxies and spoke light into existence is speaking over your situation right now, commanding storms to cease, commanding closed doors to open, commanding blessings to reach you in fullness. Heaven is not confused about your path. Angels are not late. Miracles are not lost. Everything is arriving according to the divine schedule, and this time, nothing will be withheld. You have passed the test, beloved. You endured the fire without allowing bitterness to take root. You stood in storms that tried to swallow your soul and still declared, "God, I trust you." That trust was not in vain. That faith has been recorded, and now, you are being handed what you thought was too late to dream again. Comment 12:12 if you believe everything is aligning in your favor by God's hand. There is no turning back now. The door you've waited for is no longer locked. The blessing you've cried for is not delayed. The answer you've longed for is already on its way. Heaven is faster than fear. Faith is greater than confusion. And you, dear one, are standing on the edge of God's greatest display of mercy and power in your life. You've been prepared in the hidden places. You've been molded through pressure. You've been trained by trials that no one knew you were fighting. And now, God is saying, "Rise, child, it is time. Your wings are ready. Your heart has been refined. Your spirit has been strengthened. There's no shame in what you went through, only the proof that God never left you. So breathe. Be still. Let the winds of heaven surround you. Let my voice remind you of what you carry, not just dreams, but destiny. Not just desire, but divine inheritance. You are loved beyond measure. You are seen beyond the surface. You are lifted beyond human understanding. The coming hours are drenched in favor, dripping in answered prayers, overflowing with the goodness of God, and they belong to you. Why is this 7-second brain ritual suddenly going viral? Leaked CIA files have exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the floodgates to wealth. Verified by 4 top labs, this ritual is turning financial pain into prosperity, fast. From massive bills to luxury trips, it's changing lives. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Comment 1515 if you know deep in your heart that this message is for you and you are ready. There's a weight in the air that isn't heaviness, it's glory. That tug on your chest isn't confusion, it's confirmation. That silence in your soul isn't emptiness, it's divine stillness before the promise arrives. You've been in the waiting room of heaven, but now the doors are opening. You're about to be called into what you were born to do, to receive what has been rightfully yours, not by your works, but by God's grace. This is not your imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is the divine plan of a loving Father coming into perfect manifestation, and you have been chosen to receive it. Every sleepless night, every silent prayer, every lonely tear, heaven heard it. And heaven responded. The pain did not fall to the ground. It watered something holy. It deepened your roots. It expanded your capacity to carry glory. Now, in the next 3 hours, the weight of blessing that is being released will not crush you. It will carry you. It will lift you. It will surround you in peace that makes no sense to the world but makes perfect sense in the presence of God. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are right on time, because God's timing was never aligned with the world's schedule. Heaven has always worked outside of time, and now time is catching up to what God already ordained for you. What felt slow is now speeding up. What seemed impossible is now in motion. What looked over is just beginning. Your spirit has known it, even when your mind doubted. That tug you've been feeling, that's not anxiety, that's God moving. Comment 1717 if you feel something breaking open in your soul right now. The next few hours are not ordinary. They are holy. And you cannot afford to sleep on what heaven is awakening in your life. The people who left were part of the pruning, not the punishment. The opportunities that fell through were part of the preparation, not failure. The doors that closed were never meant to hold you, they were barriers removed so your real blessings could flow without hindrance. Now is the hour to receive without hesitation. The time of begging is over. The time of battling alone is done. God is sending help. God is sending answers. God is sending favor that reaches places your hands never could. I stand with you, not only as a messenger, but as a warrior assigned to your journey. I have shielded you in the unseen. I have fought when you were too tired to pray. I have gone before you in battles that would have destroyed you had heaven not intervened. And now, I am speaking clearly, the heavens are opening, and your name is being spoken in the divine council of favor. The things that couldn't reach you before are being unblocked. The pain that tried to linger is being dissolved. The burdens that made you question your worth are being removed. Because the Father says, "This is my child, and this is their moment." Comment Amen if your heart is ready to accept every miracle that is being sent to you now. You don't need to figure it all out. You don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to perform for anyone's approval. God has already approved you. He has seen the deepest parts of you and still called you worthy. His love for you is not based on perfection, it's based on truth. And the truth is, you have never walked alone, not for a single second. You've been carried. You've been protected. You've been surrounded by angels even in the moments you thought no one noticed your suffering. That pain in your chest isn't heaviness anymore. It's the breaking open of what you buried because you thought it was too late. But nothing is too late in God's time. Nothing is beyond redemption. Nothing is out of reach when it is aligned with heaven's heart. What is being released is not random, it is strategic. It is sacred. It is designed specifically for you. Tailored to your need. Wrapped in love. Delivered by angels. Received through faith. Keep your hands open. Keep your heart steady. The blessing is not just coming, it is arriving now. Slowly, then suddenly. Quietly, then powerfully. And when it happens, you won't have to force it. You won't have to question it. You will just know. You will feel the peace. You will recognize the shift. You will see that God kept His word, even when you had nothing left but a whisper of hope. That whisper was enough. That belief was enough. And now, the heavens are responding with a roar of favor so great, it will silence every lie that ever tried to convince you to give up. Comment 1111 if you can feel that something in the atmosphere is shifting just for you. You're not reading this from a place of coincidence. This is alignment. The reason your heart is racing, the reason your spirit is trembling, the reason you suddenly feel both stillness and tears building, that's confirmation. That's heaven telling you it's real. The wait was not wasted. The tears were not unseen. The pain was not the end. You are being lifted into a season where everything starts making sense. And not because it all suddenly becomes easy, but because you realize that God's hand was in every shattered piece and every silent hour. Heaven has been whispering your name in the places where decisions are made. The angels have been sent forth already, and they are rearranging the things you didn't even know were blocking your next blessing. Some people were removed because they couldn't carry the weight of your calling. Some doors were shut because they led to nowhere God ever intended for you. And now, what is arriving in the next 3 hours is not just compensation, it is sacred fulfillment. You are walking into what you were always meant to carry, even if the path looked different than you imagined. Is it time you unlock the same CIA secret brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak has revealed a powerful 7-second technique, developed under CIA-funded research and backed by neuroscience. It's helping people magnetize wealth like never before. From debt to luxury, faster than anyone believed. But this miracle won't stay public for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. This isn't the end of your story. It's not too late for anything. You haven't missed anything. The pain didn't disqualify you. The betrayal didn't end your promise. The depression didn't cancel your destiny. Heaven has been holding it for you until the moment your spirit could rise strong enough to receive it. And now, it is being released, not because you've been perfect, but because you remained. You didn't quit. You didn't surrender. Even when all you had left was a whisper of hope, you whispered anyway. Comment 222 if you trust that your restoration is coming swiftly, just as God promised. I have walked beside you through every storm. I've seen the way your heart broke silently while others thought you were fine. I stood with you when you cried in places no one else saw. And I tell you now, not a single tear was wasted. Not one ache went unnoticed. And in the stillness where you questioned if anything would ever change, heaven was building the blessing brick by brick, layer by layer, in perfect alignment with God's plan for you. Your waiting is over. Your season of sorrow is folding into joy. Your heart is being rewired to feel again, dream again, believe again. You were not forgotten. You were being held together for this very moment. And what comes now is not a random gift, it is your inheritance. It is the portion of heaven that carries your name, the exact measure of blessing that belongs to the one who endured faithfully in the dark. You never lost your worth. You never stopped being chosen. You were just being prepared in the shadows so the light wouldn't blind you when the glory arrived. There are people who will be shocked by your rise. They will not understand how everything changed so quickly for you. But you will know, it wasn't sudden. It was sacred. It was orchestrated over time. It was built through the long nights, the surrendered prayers, the silent suffering. And now, what once looked like ruin will become the very place God reveals His power. You will no longer carry shame from your past. You will carry glory from your healing. Comment 333 if you are ready to walk through the door God has already opened for you. Do not be afraid of the speed at which this blessing comes. It may feel overwhelming. It may stretch you. It may humble you. But it will not break you. You've been fortified. You've been shaped through fire. You've been refined like gold in the furnace. This blessing is not just for your comfort. It's for your calling. It's not just to make you feel better. It's to position you where you belong, in places of influence, peace, purpose, and divine authority. The next 3 hours are an unlocking. They are a divine countdown toward a moment that will split your life into before and after. Before the healing. Before the favor. Before the restoration. And then after, the season where everything aligns. You won't have to chase it. It will find you. You won't have to prove yourself. God will speak for you. You won't have to compete. You were already appointed. Comment Amen if you've been waiting patiently for heaven's restoration to touch your life. God is not a man that He should change His mind. And when He said you were chosen, He meant it. He didn't mean you were chosen for pain, He meant you were chosen to rise through the pain. He didn't mean you were chosen to suffer endlessly, He meant that through your suffering, your spirit would awaken and carry a fire that would never burn out. You are not fragile. You are not forgotten. You are the one He preserved, not the one He punished. And what is coming will prove that everything you lost is being returned in multiplied form. The angels have been dispatched on your behalf, and they are carrying instructions sealed in heaven, instructions to restore, rebuild, and reignite what you thought was over. You may have buried your hopes in silence, but heaven never buried the promise. You may have stopped praying out loud, but heaven never stopped listening to the whisper of your heart. God never needed your perfection. He needed your surrender. And you gave Him that, even in your weakness. Now He's giving you a breakthrough so powerful, it will erase the memory of suffering and replace it with songs of joy. You have carried a weight no one understood. You wore a smile when your spirit was unraveling. You held space for others while no one noticed the emptiness inside you. But God saw it all. He saw the faith it took to keep walking. He saw the trust it took to not give up. And now, He is rewarding you in full. Not partial. Not delayed. Not small. Full. Overflowing. Holy. And undeniable. Comment 555 if you believe that nothing will be missing when God finishes what He started. This is your moment to remember that what you went through was not meant to kill your hope, it was meant to deepen your roots. Every tear watered the soil of your purpose. Every heartbreak cracked open a place in your soul where compassion and wisdom would grow. You were not forgotten in the fire. You were refined. And now, the fire will not burn you anymore. It will light the path ahead, revealing a road paved with favor, peace, provision, and clarity. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Heaven is not just sending blessing. Heaven is sending vindication. The lies spoken against you are being silenced. The judgments made about you are being overturned. The people who walked away are being replaced by those who will cherish your heart with reverence. You will not have to explain your worth to anyone. God is speaking on your behalf, and when He speaks, the earth listens. When He moves, mountains shift. When He sends favor, no hand can block it. You will begin to see doors open without knocking. You will see rooms welcome you without striving. You will be called into places where your name has been spoken in prayer long before you arrive. This is not hype. This is heaven. This is not chance. This is calling. You were made for such a time as this. You didn't come through everything just to survive. You came through it so you could walk in victory that cannot be taken, no matter who tries to dim your light. Comment 1212 if you believe that everything that's aligning is not random but divinely intentional. Rest in this truth now: the battle was never a sign of failure. It was a sign of what you carry. The enemy doesn't attack empty vessels. He attacks those who are full of destiny. That's why the pressure was so heavy. That's why the warfare was so relentless. But you endured. You pressed through. You kept walking. And now, you're entering into a realm of blessing where your only response will be tears of awe at how good God really is. You won't have to beg for what's yours. You won't have to force anything. Everything that belongs to you will come with ease, because it's not by might, not by power, but by the Spirit of God. You will recognize the timing. You will feel the shift. You will look around and realize you are not the same person who once begged for scraps of peace. You are now walking in divine fullness. And it begins now. The angels are surrounding you. Not just to protect you, but to celebrate you. Heaven rejoices not just when the lost are found, but when the weary are restored. You are being restored. Not patched up. Not temporarily healed. Completely restored. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationally, mentally. Every part of your being is being covered with the oil of heaven's healing. Every scar is becoming a symbol of survival. Every story is becoming a testimony. Comment 1010 if you believe this is the hour heaven has waited to release over your life. You are not in this moment because of luck. You are here because you were called. While others only saw your outer struggle, heaven saw your inner surrender. You gave up your plans and asked for God's will. You chose trust when fear begged for your attention. You stayed in faith when nothing looked like it was working. That kind of obedience moves heaven. That kind of faith opens gates. And now, those gates are swinging open in your favor. Not because of your perfection, but because of your posture before God. Every closed door was not punishment. It was protection. Every delayed answer was not denial. It was divine timing. Every battle was not proof of failure, it was preparation for something far greater than you could have seen at the time. And now, God is taking everything the enemy meant for harm and turning it around into the most beautiful redemption story. You are not being left behind. You are being lifted up to a place where no pain can follow, no voice can accuse, and no fear can survive. Comment 1717 if you know deep within that heaven is working behind the scenes on your behalf. There are blessings with your name written on them, being handed to you even now. They are not being negotiated. They are being released. They are not being discussed. They are being delivered. The time of waiting with empty hands is over. God is placing new strength in your spirit, new clarity in your mind, and new joy in your heart. The confusion is lifting. The heaviness is breaking. The fog is clearing. And what you are stepping into next will require no striving, only surrender. There is a stillness that comes right before heaven moves, and you are in that sacred stillness now. It feels like quiet, but it's not. It's the hush of angels preparing to rejoice over the manifestation of what has been spoken in the unseen. The miracle isn't far away. It's right here. It's surrounding you. It's seeping into the cracks of your weariness and awakening something that once felt forgotten. But heaven never forgets. Heaven always fulfills. The people who walked away didn't fail you. They were part of the removal. The situations that fell apart weren't a curse, they were clearance. God was clearing out anything that could hinder what He was preparing. And now, what is arriving is clean, protected, holy, and completely yours. It doesn't come with confusion. It doesn't come with compromise. It doesn't come with struggle. It comes with clarity, peace, and divine assurance. Comment 999 if you feel a holy release is touching your life even now. You are not standing in lack. You are standing in overflow. You are not broken beyond repair. You are healed beyond recognition. You are not abandoned. You are anointed. God has not left you. He has lifted you. And this lifting is not temporary. It is divine promotion. You are being pulled from the ashes, not to be pitted but to be positioned. You are being called higher, not for applause, but for assignment. You are being restored, not just for comfort, but for purpose. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful, it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. And I, Archangel Michael, will continue to walk with you in this hour. The resistance you felt earlier was the enemy's last attempt to keep you from this moment. But he failed. Because heaven never loses. God's plan never fails. You are wrapped in grace, covered in power, and filled with the spirit of endurance. You have come too far, fought too long, and stayed too faithful to stop now. Keep your eyes on God. Let your heart be tender again. Don't block the blessing by questioning whether you deserve it. You do, not because you earned it, but because you are loved with a love that has no limits. This blessing isn't earned. It's released from mercy. This favor isn't demanded. It's given through grace. And all of it is reaching you now because your spirit chose surrender over pride, and trust over fear. In these next hours, people may not see the shift. But you will feel it. Your atmosphere will change. Your peace will return. Your clarity will sharpen. Your strength will rise. And you'll know without a doubt, that God was working all along, and this moment was always coming. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. You didn't fail. You stayed. And that's why it's here. Your life is about to mirror the faith that sustained you. Your season is about to reflect the prayers you whispered in secret. Your future is about to become the answer to the pain you survived. And through it all, heaven will receive the glory, because it was never your strength. It was always His grace. The suffering you went through was not random. It was sanctifying. It stretched you. It refined your discernment. It tore away what was false so only truth could remain. And that truth has become the soil where your harvest is rising. You may not have seen it before, but now the fruit is blossoming. Everything that was being planted in secret is about to be revealed in public. What was broken is becoming blessed. What was lost is being returned sevenfold. What was closed off is being opened wide with the force of heaven behind it. The silence was not absence. It was preparation. The delay was not rejection. It was divine orchestration. And now, I have been sent to tell you that the heavens are no longer waiting. They are releasing. The angels are not watching. They are delivering. You are not wishing anymore. You are receiving. You are standing in the middle of a sacred hour that your soul has been sensing, and what's coming will not ask for permission. It will not knock. It will enter, with the full backing of God's promise behind it. Comment 11:11 if you believe heaven has already begun moving in your favor. You don't need to announce what God is doing. The evidence will speak for itself. People will see the change, not because you try to explain it, but because the glory on your life will be undeniable. The ones who doubted you will watch as God elevates you, not in pride, but in purpose. The places that once shut their doors will suddenly open without resistance. The resources you once had to chase will begin to locate you. This is divine favor. It's not forced. It's not fabricated. It flows freely, powerfully, and perfectly on time. The pain is ending. The pressure is lifting. The battle is quieting. And your soul is entering rest, not because everything around you is calm, but because God within you is now louder than the storm. You will not carry old sorrow into this new season. You will not drag chains into a land of freedom. You will walk differently. You will speak differently. You will think differently. Because the Spirit of God is transforming you from the inside out. I want you to breathe deeply now. Let the weight fall off. Let the fear loosen its grip. Let the memories that once triggered pain now remind you of how far you've come. You are no longer in the fire. You are walking through the aftermath, and what remains is pure gold. The testing has ended. The lesson has been learned. And now comes the reward, not because you demand it, but because heaven decreed it. Comment 222 if you trust that what's coming next is too big to explain, but not too big for God. Stay in alignment with what you know is holy. Keep your heart clean. Keep your hands open. Heaven cannot bless what is clenched in fear, but it pours into what is surrendered in faith. Let go of the timelines you created. Let go of the people who let you down. Let go of the versions of yourself that only knew survival. You are not here to survive anymore. You are here to thrive under the covering of a God who kept you for a reason. You're not alone in this hour. I'm surrounding you. Angels are surrounding you. Light is surrounding you. And the darkness is shrinking because your spirit is finally waking up to its authority. You don't need to fight the way you used to. You've grown. You've changed. You've matured in silence, and now you carry something the enemy cannot counterfeit: resilience mixed with revelation. You are walking with heaven's wind behind you, and that means every step is ordered. The crooked paths are being made straight. The confusing situations are becoming clear. The unanswered prayers are unfolding with divine resolution. You don't need to look back anymore. What's behind you has served its purpose. What's ahead of you is overflowing with mercy. You are not defined by what you've been through. You are defined by who you belong to, and you belong to the God who never loses a battle, never wastes a tear, and never forgets a promise. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. So lift your head, chosen one. Your Redeemer is not just near. He is here. And I, Archangel Michael, have been sent to stand beside you until every part of this blessing is in your hands. Your time has come. Your season has shifted. Your name has reached heaven's altar. And your miracle is no longer being spoken of, it is being delivered. Comment 333 if you are ready for what was dead to rise again in God's hands. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are on divine schedule. And now, heaven is catching you up in ways that will feel like sudden miracles, but they are right on time. That delay you hated was actually grace shielding you from harm. That rejection you wept over was God's redirection into something greater. That closed door was not a punishment, it was the mercy of a Father who knows what your heart can truly hold. And now, He is giving you what will bless you, not burden you. Let your heart rest now. The striving ends here. You no longer have to prove yourself. You no longer need to beg for clarity. God is clearing the fog and delivering peace so deep that your soul will feel like it can breathe again. This is divine healing, and it is touching not only your spirit but also your surroundings. Your home will feel lighter. Your thoughts will feel clearer. The constant tension in your chest will ease. You are being healed in ways you didn't even realize you needed. Comment 1515 if you believe this peace is reaching your life now through God's mercy. The next 3 hours are drenched in supernatural alignment. Nothing happening in this hour is coincidence. Heaven has seen the weight you carried, the sorrow that lingered, the guilt you wore, the confusion you tried to ignore. And now, heaven has said, enough. God is calling you out of the grave of fear and into a season of promise. This is the hour where chains break without force, where blessings find you without a map, and where miracles arrive without delay. You will no longer be haunted by what didn't work. You will no longer grieve what left. What left was never meant to stay. What stayed was never meant to carry the blessing. But you stayed. You stood. You endured. And now the weight of heaven's favor is leaning fully into your direction. Doors are opening without you asking. Peace is flowing without explanation. Healing is manifesting without medicine. This is the hour of holy reversal. The curse is broken. The season has turned. The light has won. Comment 777 if you know God is working all things together for your good right now.